Good morning, folks. It is 7:34 in the morning, Saturday, October 23rd. My way to work, to the bakery. It's a little bit late, but you know what? I'm already late. Why not grab breakfast? Fuck, I didn't line up. The line is too freaking long, and yeah, I'm late, but I don't want to be too late.
300 meters, turn right onto Ontario Street.
I like the mural. It's pretty. Right here. This corner place. I'm gonna park here. This is my spot. It's so dark. I don't know if you guys can see this wall. This beautiful drawing, flowers and birds. Looks better during the day. Hey guys, I'm done. 2:22. It's a little bit later than my usual off time, but because I came in late, I thought, you know, why not stay for a little while? Nobody tells me to stop, so, and they obviously need someone. And look at my car. It's pretty, but I've been addicted to Dave Chappelle recently. He is hilarious. The jokes he made about transgender just is hilarious. I don't find it offensive. I actually find it super funny. Hero just brought home a bunch of new fruits.
There's a paper.
That's what? Oh, you have a list here.
Yeah.
Lulo, Fiji, passion fruit, Mamo. There's names of, like, these are the fruits I've never seen, never heard of. Very rare. Where did you get them?
There's a Montreal farm, and this is a farm from Montreal, I think.
Does it taste like mango or?
So this one and this one, passion fruit.
Oh, okay.
And this one is kind of melon or cucumber.
Melon.
type.
Looks like an eggplant.
Yeah. Don't know about.
You don't know?
No, nothing.
Smells good.
Yeah. This one
Sweet.
is kind of pineapple or
Pineapple.
apple taste.
No smell. Very cool. Good morning, folks. I got up at 6:15-ish and I cooked myself breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're like, wow, that's a lot. Well, it's a day's food. Got zucchini, red onions, and pork. Coffee to go. Okay. How am I gonna carry this? And this. On my way to work, couldn't find my earphones this morning. It really pissed me off. That means I can't listen to any audiobooks while working. Sucks.
Head south on Ontario Street.
Shut up, bitch!
6th Avenue.
This
Then turn
guy
right onto
took
West
my
6th
spot.
Avenue.
Alright, fine. Park here. Hello, it is 1 p.m. and I'm done because it's pretty much dead in the kitchen. So I couldn't run faster because I was just about this close to get crazy. Hey guys, it is Tuesday morning, 9:30, and I'm just on my way to Tim Hortons. I want to get some breakfast. I'm starving. I would like to give you guys a little bit update, and I'll find a place and sit down and talk. If you saw my last video that I did in Chinese, you're wondering, what the fuck is that? Well, long story short, I was just trying to explain to people who always ask me questions regarding going to carpentry school. First of all, there's no such thing as carpentry school. There's just trade school. So I've been posting me doing construction work for a while, and people are curious, so they ask me questions. So I picked 3 most asked questions, which are: which school do you recommend? Is it hard to find a job in construction? And can I immigrate to Canada after graduation? For me, some of the questions are like, what kind of question is that? But of course, when you don't know, you don't know. And when you have little information, you know, like, you just don't know, which is understandable. So I answer them. And first one, well, I've only been to one trade school and I had a great experience. So I recommended BCIT if you're coming to BC. But if you're going to other provinces, do your research. Number 2, Is it hard to find a construction? I was like, God, this is such a laughable question, but of course they don't know, and I didn't know. I didn't know anything because, well, that's actually my fault. Which brings us back to the conversation I had with my friend the other day. I was like, oh, this employer, oh, he's so greedy, but you know, after all of that, I realized that it's my own fault. Everything you have to blame yourself. Somebody hit you, your fault. This didn't work, your fault. You didn't do your research, you didn't do your investigation, you didn't do your due diligence, and then you just picked up the first job you found on Craigslist. No wonder you got ripped off. No wonder that he paid you minimum wage for a job that's supposed to start at 20 for if you have arms and legs. So anyway, back to the question, is it hard to find a job in construction? I said no. I don't know how to answer silly questions. You just have to reply with silly. Well, I say if you got your arms, hands, and your legs working, and you're willing to do dirty work, then you're good to go. And the last question, can I immigrate to Canada after graduation? Well, I was like, well, it's actually not how it works, because I know what you mean, and I know where you come from. Basically, I said, well, I got my permanent resident first, my green card first, before I sign up for the class. So, and a lot of programs are not open to international students. And I know there are programs that are open. They have their own thing. It's a different structure, different length. So do your research. And if your goal is to immigrate to Canada, and why study this? Like, why on earth which just for the sole purpose of immigrating to Canada and stay here and get a status, you want to go to trade school? Like, I mean, sure, but like, pick something better, right? Anyway, I just arrived at Tim Hortons here, and I'm starving. I'm actually starving yesterday, but yesterday I did a stupid move. I went to grocery store and I bought 3 bottles of juice / smoothies, and I was thinking, damn, man, I'm gonna do fasting. I'm so fat. And turns out before the day ends, I was starving. I was like, fuck, I wish I had. And I was this close to drive to McDonald's to get burgers, but I didn't. What should we get? 2 cinnamon buns and breakfast. Yeah, thank you. That's my steep tea. Haven't had this for a long time. Ah, so bland. She asked me if I want sugar. I said no. Now I kind of regret it. It's like the Canadian version of bubble tea without a bubble, or milk tea. It was first introduced by a classmate of mine in university. Matthew, I don't know if you remember, but I got a hash brown here and a sandwich. Sneak peek. There's tomato, lettuce, egg, sausage, and whole wheat bagel. So this is my journal. I've been writing journals. Did a lot of thinking for the past couple weeks, and fuck, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. I'm just gonna read it out loud. Try to explain where I am mentally. Some of them are dated, some of them are not. But here I wrote, "What do I want? It's about me, not anyone else." Like Chrome said, Chrome is a YouTuber I really like. You gotta be selfish, thinking for yourself. No need to compare with other people. Some realize this way too late. And what were my mistakes? 1. Constantly comparing myself to peers who are doing much better than me, therefore constantly living in fear and anxiety. 2. Naively think I can jump to the end goal in 2 seconds. Impatient. 3. Give up everything after a week or 2 because it got hard. 4. Read too much self-help guru books and getting nowhere. What is it that I want? Money? No, freedom, which means loads of money. And I wrote, drop all the gurus for now and think for myself. Just think once for myself. Because I feel like when I gave up that power to someone else. Be like, oh my god, help me. Just tell me what to do. I don't think it's gonna work. You gotta... He doesn't know me. He's just giving generic advice. So, surprisingly, I didn't know. I said, decent life? Question mark. There's no foundation of my life. And how to lay bricks. I wrote, the best thing to do from an outsider's view, at that point, at that moment when I wrote it, I said, 1, prepare for the CST program, which is a computer program I applied, no matter what the outcome is. But just wait a second, because I changed slightly how I thought about it later. Get a second part-time, which I tried to, actually I got one, but I turned it down. If continue comparing to others, you will only be left farther and farther behind. Best thing to do is just start where you are. I'm talking to myself, like a conversation to myself, and run towards a single goal. Keep your blinders on, go straight until there's momentum. Then let's think about what business to start. But also I changed a little bit about that, so every day I'm like, what the fuck, I really don't know what I want. And the next one, and then there's this 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 6 months, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year kind of plan. Changed it. Next day, by 35-year-old, have my own child, no matter what. Raise him to 3 or 4 years old. Take all the money saved together. Travel the world with him. Sounds romantic, but actually on that day I wrote that thing down. I called my friend Israel and I had a conversation, and I chatted with him. He's like, no, Ron, you gotta be selfish. You gotta look after yourself. These companies, when they don't need you, they will just sack you without question, without hesitation. And you're here thinking of them like, oh my god, if I quit, that would be an inconvenience for them. Like, they don't give a shit. Why do you give a shit? But, and I was trying to explain to him, well, you know, I'm not that kind of person. I just feel like inside it's always right to do the right thing, because when you do the right thing, it's good for you, not them. Like, for example, you go to a hotel and although you pay for it, and you leave the lights on all day, all night, when you go out, whatever, but the right thing to do is just to turn them off when you're not there, or when you're not using them. But you say, hey, I pay for it, it's a fucking hotel, I pay for it. They're already making money, but who cares? Who cares whether they make a profit or not? It's you're doing this for you, not them. So you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? So when my friend said, well, just look after yourself and be like, so what if you have to get this job and quit after 2 weeks? You just make up a lame excuse and tell them, well, I have to go, sorry. And no big deal, he said. You know, like, they don't have problem, you know, getting rid of you. Why do you think twice about? But I was like, well, that's just not me. Anyway, moving on. Sometimes I'd be really cynical writing these things. Grant Cardone, which was a guru that I followed for a long time, said poor people are selfish. Everything he is preaching is 10x, 10x, 10x for life. And then, yeah, sure, but he's flying jet and I'm scraping by. And I think Chrome is right. Be selfish, you know, in a different way. Look after yourself. If you connect with yourself, and then you connect with the world. When I'm happier, the world is already a better place. When I'm on the path to be self-sufficient, eventually save enough to go on the dream journey I've always wanted, which is, the other day, I don't know if you know, but I bought a world map. Never opened it because I knew I'm gonna be emotional if I open it. It's just a fucking map, right? But it's a huge one. I didn't open it until like this week. I knew it's gonna be a moment for me. I knew it's gonna be like a religious experience. Wow, I did got emotional. I did cry a little bit, just a little bit. And that map reminded me of what I want to do, what makes me happy. That's why I cried, I guess. So I continue reading. Eventually I'll save enough. I'll travel the world, and I'm gonna be happy, and me being happy will be reflected on my videos. Then they'll make other people happy, just like Chrome did. I might not be able to do what Chrome does immediately. There's a long way to go, but I won't give up on my dream. Look, it's not about Boolean algebra or discrete math or this fucking program. What do I want? It certainly isn't about, oh, what courses are in the program that I'm familiar with. And just not long ago, didn't I say I don't want to get in a program that I have absolutely no interest in for 2 more years of my life? And then I made up the scenarios. I made scenario 1 and scenario 2. And I just want to make myself feel like, okay, I just try to picture seeing the actual letter in front of my eyes and read it out loud, so my brain can process it and see how I would react. I was like, wait a minute, did I just give up the choice, the right, onto someone else again? First it's to the books, to the gurus. Now it's to institution, school. That's not right. It's just, it doesn't feel right. Today is the starting line of the rest of my life. Universe doesn't care about my past, only I do. Why should I weaponize my past on myself? No wonder rich people call poor people trash. No, there's no respect for time, no discipline, no goals. Trash. They're damn right. Time is the gas tank of life. Time is the only thing that matters.